Remember, it's only been a year since Tim Wackrow delivered that tear-jerking speech that rattled through all the hearts of those who attended. Also, there are so many of my deserving peers who are more than capable of standing here today. For this opportunity, I thank you, because you all have given me a slot of time where I can convey the importance to you. So I better make this good. Also, today we are graced with the presence of one of my biggest inspirations. All the way from San Diego, California, Mr. James Marshall. I'd like to just quickly comment on how much I look up to Mr. Marshall, not just because he's extremely tall. This is just a quick thank you to someone who so heavily inspired my life in pursuit of excellence. So let's begin. Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, faculty, the board, friends of Wentworth, and the students, my classmates, my friends. It is time to step up and make our mark. We've reached the end of an era. Today, the two remaining foundation students of Wentworth will leave. Kane Hurley and myself have had an amazing journey. The things we've learned and the friendships we've made, it blows my mind, and yet I can still remember Wentworth's humble beginnings. Everyone's seen the photos on Founders Day, the ubiquitous image of half-completed buildings and busy little children fearfully walking around precariously hanging pink bats insulation. There's also that picture that always manages to come up year after year, and that's the close-up of me playing the saxophone. I swear, Mr. Wackrow, you put that in every year just to see the expression on my face. When I was writing this speech a few days ago, it's just incredible to remember how much has changed and even how much has stayed the same. Throughout my time at Wentworth, I've encountered many challenging situations. Situations where my work ethic has been tested, my mental ability pushed, and my perseverance stretched. I'm not gonna lie, but there's been some pretty difficult times here right now. But, as the great Miley Cyrus once said, life's a climb, but the view is great. Here, I feel like I've been given a head start on this climb, ready to achieve the top. Before Wentworth, I was labeled a no-hoper, but the teachers didn't have the patience or the want to help me succeed. But here, I was challenged. After a few shaky years, Mr. Wackrow reminds me. And I excelled, and 6 years later, I'm not doing too bad. Across the school, you can find success stories like mine. And it's no surprise when we have Mr. Tom and Mr. Wackrow and the rest of the wonderful staff pouring their hearts into this place. This can all be shown through the glowing ERO reports that come out one after the other. One of my biggest moments of realization is when Mr. Wackrow said in assembly that his biggest fear was ERO not seeing what he could see in the school. But even with the guidance of this great faculty, there have still been moments where our judgment has served us poorly. These moments I've aptly named the fun times. Someone once said, good judgment comes from experience. Experience comes from bad judgment. Now I believe this sums up the class of 09. Now, I officially haven't left yet, so I can't tell you all the fun times we got up to. But let's just say we have good experience and subsequently sound judgment. But Wentworth is a place where we can make mistakes, so we don't make the same mistakes in the future. They want to mold us into the best that we can be. And I believe that the individual care and nurturing environment that they provide cannot be found anywhere else. Now, I'd like to thank all the people who bribed me to put their names in the speech. I'd like to thank all my teachers here who've gone above and beyond their duties so many times. My admiration and appreciation for them is immeasurable. I know of no other school where we are invited back in the holidays to study and the students are willing. This is bizarre behavior, but this shows how much we love this place. Mr. Tong and Mr. Wackrow, without your guidance, I would not be standing here today. Without your vision and tenacity, these walls would not be our second home. Mr. Muller and Mr. Bell, you taught me how to think. Mr. Langdon, you taught me how to think about money. Mrs. Davies, you taught me how to truly care for others and convey emotions. And Mrs. Vanyard, you taught me how to model the volume of a trumpet with exponential function rotated 2 pi radians around the x-axis. I'd also like to thank the rest of the staff and faculty on behalf of the seniors, as you have given us much more than an education. You have given us rich knowledge in both skill and life. I'd also like to thank Morgan Brown and her family. Morgan's tireless efforts have put me to shame. She's been the true mastermind behind all of our doings. In essence, she has made me look good. I also wish to thank my mom and my grandparents. Without your relentless hard work and resilience, I would never have gotten this opportunity. And I hope I've made you proud, Dad. I also want to thank you all for I have made everlasting friendships, rivalries, Brendan and Levi, and fond memories that I will take on through my travels in life. Some of these such memories that I will always remember are going to the handball court after getting dominated by a calculus class, only to get schooled by year 7s playing handball. I will always remember eagerly waiting Mr. Marco to mark our year 9 social studies create a flag project. 4 years later, I'm still waiting. I will always remember the paradigm shifts experienced in my toughest classes. I will always remember working hand in hand with Morgan Brown to produce the stunning senior bowl. Above all, though, I will remember this moment. This is not my moment. This is all of ours. For we have conquered the hardest challenge faced in our lives thus far. We have done so with laughs, happiness, and effervescent pride. To the younger pupils, heed my warning. This moment will come. Are you ready for it? A few of my outside school friends coined the phrase Wentworth sized to describe our expansive, less than 300 students. But this cannot be used to describe the size of our hearts. As the great Taylor Swift once said, they might be bigger, but we're faster and never scared. As I look upon you all today, I see people, not just faces, not just statistics. I see all of your personalities shining through. Sitting among you are future leaders, future innovators and specialists that will be on the forefront of issues of today and tomorrow. We have top athletes, future sportsmen and women ready to demonstrate their abilities. Together, we will stand up and make our mark. Together, as a collective, we will achieve greatness. Thank you.